What's happening, y'all? All praises to the Most High in this beautiful day, as y'all can see my background. All praises to the Most High Yahuah, and all praises to Yahusha, the one that lived for us, died to his flesh for us, and died on the stake for us to have the Ruach HaKodesh. Now, as I do about this time, you know what that is? Me quickening the Ruach HaKodesh. Now look, all right, y'all. So I got this insight that I want to relay to y'all. Some of you may agree, some of you might disagree. But this is something that I kind of just sensed when I was thinking about the word fasting and what it means to fast. And I don't think fasting is what everybody, the general idea of fasting is generally, oh, I'm going to fast from this or that. And I've come to a whole different revelation on what fasting means because of the word fasting. You know, when I say I'm quickening the Ruach HaKodesh, well, that's a form of fasting. Fasting. So when you say fast, what you're generally doing is you're speeding up your vibration by emptying your vessel. You're speeding up your vibration is speeding up as you're emptying as your vessel is either being integrated or empty, or like you're lightening the density of your vessel. And I didn't think about it like that at first. I didn't. But then I also come to the insight of the faster your vessel is vibrating, because everything works on the vibration, the more you see dimensionally, if that makes sense. So, like when Yahusha fasted for 40 days and 40 nights on that mountain and was tempted by Satan, and then the angels came to minister to him, that's because his vessel was accelerated. He was able to perceive. He was able to perceive Yahuah. He was able to perceive the visions of those that came to counsel him on the mount after he was tempted by Satan. And once again, Satan and Lucifer are totally different. Satan is the opposite of Ruach HaKodesh. So it's Ruach HaSatan. Those are the different. When he called Peter Satan, when he said, "Get thee hence, Satan, get away from me," like trying to pretty much Satan overtook Peter to convince Yahushua that nothing was going to happen to him. And Yahushua, in his great knowing at the time, he didn't allow that to delude him into not knowing what his purpose was or is at that time. And so, as he passed through, as he passed the test of the 40 days and 40 nights, as he was tempted to eat, he was tempted to turn stones into bread. He was tempted to throw himself off of the mountain. These are actual temptations. They weren't, it wasn't easy. That's basically what I'm saying to y'all. Temptation wasn't easy for him. And people need to get that out of their mind, that it wouldn't be a temptation if he wasn't tempted. Okay, so he had a strong desire to do these things. And for the fact that he had a strong desire to rule over nations, I'll give you all these kingdoms. Yahushua was tempted. He wanted to rule over all the, it was a temptation, I know I can do this. But he was humble enough to refuse the offer. Because he could have went through, and then we all could have been under his reign, right? But that's not how he wanted it to be. Neither was that how Yahuah wanted it to be. Otherwise, he would have allowed Yahushua to do that without hesitation. But he knew that in Yahushua's perfection, that he will refuse and rebuke Satan, Ha-Satan, Ruach Ha-Satan, which is the Ruach that entered him before he could reach, the pinnacle of the Ruach HaKodesh. And so his vessel started to vibrate faster. And that's what fasting means, is to accelerate. It's to accelerate your dimensional perception, or your physical, it lightens the density of your vessel for you to perceive higher dimensions. And as you start perceiving higher dimensions, you're able to communicate, or the Ruach HaKodesh is able to communicate through you. It's just an insight that I had as I was thinking about the word fasting and then prayer. As you get in sync, you get in a state of being that most people don't enter because they don't take the time to enter it. They don't. Even I barely take the time to enter that state of being, because with that state of being comes temptation. It comes it's a lot of temptation that comes with that state of being. And it's not just because of the fact that your perception is a lot different in that state of being. You could easily be drugged into being egotistical or holier than thou, or you could easily be drugged into those things. You are not exempt from falling into temptation from Satan. I'm not exempt. Nobody's exempt. But the thing is, your perception or the way you are observing. Are you concentrated on Yahuah? And are you concentrated on his blessings? Not his blessings that he's going to give you, but the blessings he have already given you. Which is, one, he gave you the blessing of the Ruach, which is your breath. You're still breathing, you're still alive. And yeah, as I took this walk outside and I started perceiving the acceleration. And then and this ties into esoteric teachings, okay? So the point of fasting is not, it is to accelerate your vibratory system in your vessel. That's what it's for. So you could communicate to the yahuah, and the yahuah can communicate to you, through you, to others. And the less dense your vessel is, the easier it is for the energy to flow through you. That's what I'm perceiving as I speak to y'all, and as I continue to, be enlightened. I continue to be enlightened even when I'm not reading the word, or I'm always thinking about Yahuwah and like different parts of what he might be instructing me to do. And yes, I do fall short. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I fall short. Most I'm not going for, like, I do fall short. He's not going for me not being humble. And don't ever trick yourself into thinking that you're not going to hell. Don't ever be so confident that you're not don't ever be so confident that you think that you won't be cast down into hell's fire. Don't ever be that confident. If you approach Yahuwah with your arrogance or your confidence, you know what Yahuwah gonna do to you? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Yahuwah thinks just like we do, but on a macro level. You got the micro level, and then you got the macro level. And the macro level, I know for certain that Yahuwah will not hesitate to cast us down into hell no matter how much he loves us. Oh, I loved it. He loved Lucifer. He still loves Lucifer. It don't mean that he don't love him. It just means he's not tolerating rebellion. He's not gonna tolerate rebellion from none of us. Y'all just think, and I'm not saying those that actually follow the righteousness, but for these people out here that want to live these regular lives and want to live their best life and all that stuff, y'all think Yahuwah is not watching y'all, or y'all think that Yahuwah won't cast you into hell for your disobedience. Me too. Once again, I done been guilty. I thought when I was in darkness that I was all good with the Most High. He showed me I wasn't all good with the Most High. Like, he showed me that if I let you go right now, you're going to hell. That's what he showed me. And don't ever get so confident that you think that you won't be cast down into the lake of fire. I made that mistake. Thinking that I could do no wrong, or being holier than thou because, I accepted Yahuwah when I knew it was Jesus at the time. Okay? That's what I thought at the time. It was Jesus at the time. Nah, it's Yahuah. It's Yahusha. And nah, you will be cast down into the fiery lake, and you will be cast into the torture of Sheol before you reach that fiery lake. He not running to let us slide like that. That's all I'm saying is, don't ever get so confident that you think that you won't be cast down into hell's fire. And it say it plain and clear, even in the book of Enoch, that you'll be cast into hell's fire. But not only that, these people that live these good lives and they're not reaping any judgment on here on earth, like it don't stop your eternal judgment. It don't stop the judgment for your eternity. Like, you can bypass certain things down here on this earth, and it might seem like you might live a perfect life, regardless of how delusional most people think that, like, because most people that I'm noticing, you know, they feel like they're not doing anything wrong. Rightfully so, because everybody done gave it a pass. You know, don't nobody really go up against it. And then when they do go up against it, it's a lot of, like, the Most High told us not to debate for a reason. He told us not to debate our brethren. And then if we do call our brethren out, like, we do it personally first. Then we do it with a third party, which is another brethren. And then and then he told us to leave them alone. He told us to, like, don't even mess with them, like, let them go. Like, if they're comfortable in their delusion or their insight on how they perceive things, let them be. And so that's what I've learned to do, is let people be. I've learned to not take nothing personal and let them be, like, because, like, not everybody don't got the same, you know, not everybody's on the same alignment, because that's basically what it is. When you are fasting and vibrating at a high speed, all you're doing is reaching a different alignment or a different tune in your frequency. And depending on how stable your frequency is, that's what you're getting. And I'm definitely not putting it past the Most High. He'll allow us to think that we are correct in our behavior unless he truly sees that you are innocently doing this. Like, if he feels like you're innocently doing it, I believe that he intervenes. But he not gonna intervene if he don't feel like you're being innocent about how you're doing things, which is why your intention matters. I just know because, like I said, I was in that. I was gonna end up in hell, so he wasn't about to allow me to, like, if he had to let me go, he wasn't about to let me be in his presence for the rest of eternity. He's gonna he's gonna feed me, throw me to the wolves, throw me to lose, well, to where all the fallen angels are going. The darkness, absence from the Most High, because that's all hell really is. Absence from the Most High, lake of fire, burn for eternity. And I ain't saying this to scare nobody either. That's not even my point. my point is, like, once you start reaching different levels of insights, like when you fast, your purpose when you're fasting is to reach a level of perception, a different level of perception in this world, to where you can see things with less density. So the faster you accelerate, the faster your vessel accelerates, the easier it is for you to perceive different things, which you would call ghostly or otherworldly. And there are things that help you perceive these things too. There are things out here. There are methods out here to speed your vessel up. And I'm not saying I mean, just think about how drug addicts are. You ever wonder why they get so like I ain't gonna say drug addicts, I'm gonna say those people that take mushrooms or drugs that cause them delusion. Just think about what type of state their body is in. where they can perceive just different colors or different highs and all that kind of stuff. Just think about the state that their body is in. I mean, when a person's smoking weed, you ever notice that when you're smoking weed, just think about the ones that get super paranoid or they're super sensitive off weed. I used to be one of them. But you get your body, especially, like, notice that when people are high, they get the munchies, they want to eat, they try to increase their density. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're smoking on an empty stomach or whatever the case may be, you start perceiving things in a different dimension. You start perceiving things in a different dimension that you wasn't able to see when you were sober, or because when a person's sober, 9 times out of 10, they're not entering altered states unless they're effectively doing it consciously. That's just something I noticed, because, like, when I was a smoker, like when I was out here chiefing for real, I saw hell one time. Like, we was chilling. We was playing the game. And this is like when I first started smoking. Like, I ain't even gonna say first started, because I still had already had smoked weed before. So, like, it was like later, when I was eating a whole bunch of sugar, sweets, and all that stuff that burns real fast in your vessel, right? And the stuff that burns real fast in your vessel is accelerated. And so when I noticed that once your vessel is accelerated at a alarming rate, you start perceiving things. And that's really it. Like, you start perceiving different dimensions, or you start perceiving Satan, Hasatan. And, like, but you don't know it's that unless you really think about it. I thought about this stuff, y'all. Like, but also it's just like an insight that came from the Most High, Yahuah and Yahusha. Like, it's an insight that came to me as I started perceiving, why is it called fasting? And then I just got deeper. It wasn't me searching on the internet. I didn't do that. That's not how that happened. It was just me thinking about the word fasting. Why is it called fasting? Fast. And I was like, well, fast. And then also, if our brain is a decelerator, our brain is a decelerator. Our brain and our optic nerves are vibrational decelerators or frequency decelerators. It slows down so you can perceive things through your vessel. It slows things down. And honestly, alignment, those things work in the same way. What you're doing is, if you have a strong imagination, your strong imagination it has a different level of density. So it's a lighter level of density when you have strong imaginations. And then when your vain imaginations come to perception or fruition, it's because you've thought about it so long that it became dense in reality. Like it slowed it down the more you perceived it. The more you perceived it, it slowed it down, and it created it into an alignment, because everything is already done. Everything already exists. But you have to see it. It's just an insight that the Most High gives me to share with y'all. Because somebody that hears this may possibly take it to another level. If you're a part of the 144,000, or if you're a part of the group that Yahuah would choose to lead his people, because that's basically what it is. He doesn't give you this kind of insight for no reason. He does not. The reason he gives you this insight is for you to lead people to him through you. It's not to wow or woo the world like most people do. Most people think that, you're active, like your active spirituality, meaning like you being able to control or manipulate energy and all that stuff. That's nothing without righteousness. It's just a show. It's just an entertainment. Your knowledge is nothing without righteousness or love. It's just show. It's for entertainment. If the Most High, the Most High didn't give you insight or give you abilities for you to just be entertaining or just for you to show off, that's not why he did it. And then Yahuah is your only resource. The stuff that, when you use the Ruach HaKodesh, that is a resource that Yahuah provides. However, I'm starting to notice that most people think that material resources are the only resource out here, or attention, energetic resources. There are energetic resources, but people aren't perceiving correctly. You're not perceiving correctly. When the angels ministered to Yahusha, and then Yahuah and his other disciples was with him, and they were able to perceive on the mount, that's because he had to have witnesses. He had to have witnesses. or otherwise people wouldn't believe it. And then they had to be trusted witnesses. They were trusted. So when you call yourself out here, you know, and because your relationships are your most valuable resource. It's your relationship with the Most High, and then your relationship, His relationship to you works through you to others. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just observing my surroundings, that's all. I'm looking at everything out here. But yeah, when as I'm sitting here and I'm conversing with you and I'm perceiving things, I'm not perceiving things in a normal way. Well, I'm gonna say my perception's not average, or what people would consider an average perception. And it doesn't mean that I'm no more special than y'all. I'm not saying that. That don't mean that. And then when I express myself out of love. I don't express out of love, and you know, hopefully more so love for the Most High Yahuah, and then love for y'all when I express myself about spiritual things or things that people should be able to honestly work with, or have a different type of insight about. Yeah, when I actually am out here and I'm actually observing and paying attention and concentrating on the Most High, and I still fall short. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. Even when I got that insight about fasting, I was like, I don't think many people know this. The word fast, meaning accelerate, our brains decelerate objects. Our brains and our vision, they decelerate objects, and they decelerate the things that we perceive so that we can perceive them. But then you're supposed to give glory to the Most High Yahuah for allowing you to see these things or witness these things. It's not for you to entertain people. My level of insight is not for me to entertain you. It's for me to lead you or guide you into a better communication with the Most High Yahuah. That's it. And yeah, I'm down to earth. And yeah, sometimes I might be a little messy when I talk or speak or when I interact in person. That's because I'm still a normal human. Like, I'm still a fun-loving human being. Like, I'm fun-loving. I don't have to be like how y'all are. Or how the world perceives fun. I ain't gonna say y'all because not everybody's like that, but those that like to hang out at clubs, or those that like to, like I said, when I was out here smoking weed and all that good stuff, doing drugs, I had a vision of hell, but I had read the Bible right before I was smoking trees. So it was like, I was just on the couch and I was so zoned out, and I got to seeing the flames of hell, and I got to seeing, oh no, the pain that if you think about how fire feel in real life, like if you've ever been burned, just think about that all over your body. And then think about scalding hot water for eternity though. Like think about scalding hot water for eternity. That does, like in my perception, that does not feel good. I don't even like. And me personally, I know how to. I'm good with extreme heat or extreme weather. I'm definitely good with extreme weather. Extreme cold too. I'm good with extreme cold. Even though it's uncomfortable, I still know how to deal in it or move around in it. Like I have a high tolerance for pain or subjection to pain. And even then, when I'm having that extreme high tolerance, that still don't feel good. It's just I gotta, even though I had an addiction to pain, which is why like my body, like I started getting addicted to tattoos when I was getting them. Like because of the, I don't know what it is about pain or the sensation of pain, but that stuff can get addictive, y'all. You're marking your body up and all that stuff. Like I mark my body up, but I'm not saying I did it for more so spiritual reasons, and that's before I just really started getting into the actual reading and understanding of the Bible. Because before it was chakras, then it was like I started off with the Bible first, then it was chakras, then it was ancient Kemet, then it was Buddhism, Taoism, just the different types of spirituality out here that I was like, witchcraft, all of it. Just to be led back to the word of the Most High, Yahuah. But I didn't know him as Yahuah at that time. And so like, when I come out here, or when I'm recording these videos, y'all, when I speak, now I'm instructed to do something else a little more consistent for y'all. And that's more so to just open your perception. And to be solution-based. Take personal accountability for your individual situation. Like I was telling y'all in my last video, if you didn't watch my last video, go watch my last video. But the internet will bird box your brain. It'll bird box your brain to where you just have a small linear perception on how you view relationships with others. And you really need to start now I'm not saying that it's wrong to generalize certain things, okay? That's cool. It's okay to generalize certain things, but not everything is supposed to be like when you're interacting on a personal or intimate level, that should never be generalized. And the reason being is because you find yourself not individualizing the person that you're talking to. You need to learn how to individualize the people you talk to. Understand them as their own individual. Like, I understand that a lot of women have similar behaviors or a lot of men have similar behaviors. But we might have all a similar behavior, but also expand your perception. Expand your perception. Oh, this is this own individual person. They have their own thoughts, ideas, and they are like, you may be one with them, but you are also separate. Okay? Like, allow them to understand that you see them for who they are. Don't keep your perception so limited to generalizations. And don't get me wrong, general consensus is a good thing, but it's not the whole thing. It's not. And now I'm gonna give y'all because of course I'm gonna give y'all another video today, because I need to be, well, I'm instructed to be more consistent with y'all. I'm instructed to be more consistent. And so I am. But right now though, like before, it was just giving y'all like whenever I see something needs to be said. Now it's more so, okay, become personalized with your community. Because I never know when I may need y'all. And y'all might need me. And so, like, I like to, I want y'all to understand that, Yahuah finds everybody special. He loves everyone. It doesn't mean he's going to tolerate everyone. He's not about to tolerate everybody. He's not. And then on top of it, I really want to read something from the Book of Enoch. I'm not by the Book of Enoch right now. Like, my books are in the crib. But it's just the Most High instructs me to make sure that y'all understand that you should not be the level of density in your vessel is accelerated for you to perceive different dimensions. Second, do not ever be so confident that you think that you won't burn in hell. Don't ever get that confident, y'all. Third, your relationships and your relationship with Yahuah, Yahusha, and others is your greatest resource. And this ain't just this ain't my only video that I'm gonna come out with like today. All right, because I'm gonna post something later on for y'all to understand that the Most High not playing with none of us. And most of us are delusional enough, or delusional in our confidence. It's really nonsensical. Anyhow, I do love y'all. If you made it this far to the end of the video, I do love you. And I will give y'all more insight on esoteric teaching, how it works in with the word of the Most High, and how, well, they came from the word of the Most High, to be honest. And then also like your perception on different vibrational energies, all that stuff plays a part in how you got to interact with the world. And don't allow Hasatan to take your spirit, because he will, through your through you being tempted. He will. If you're ever so tempted to where you're desperate for something, you gonna get what you tempted to get, but it ain't gonna end well. I know that from my own experience. So I do love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all on my next video.